an erotic ninja tale regarding an ancient war between planets Mars and Venus. The Six, an extremely skilled and group of magical kunoichi, female ninja agents, equipped with a potent purple poison, must use the arts of love and war to save their planet, Mars, from the lustful Venusians, and bring an end to the war between the worlds. As powerful avatars of the cherry-faced god, they spread the hot pink creator light throughout space on the Imperium, ruled by the divine emperor Amaku Shinsho of planet Saturn, the greatest sorcerer to have lived. Chapter 7. Shizuko's Gaze.
They returned to Mars through the portal of swirling Mercury, their hearts heavy with the knowledge of the battles yet to come. Yet as they stood before the pink sky and the two moons, they knew that together, they could face anything. Their arrival was met with a mix of wonder and fear, the people of Mars unsure of what to make of these new goddesses that had emerged from the shadows of war. Yet as they saw the light that shone from the eyes of the sisters, they knew that they had been delivered from the brink of destruction. One of the most enigmatic of the six was Shizuko, the master manipulator. Her black eyes, as sharp as the blade of her katana, could cut through the most stubborn of wills. Her lips, when not curled into a predatory smile, were a soft pink that promised sweetness, yet delivered a kiss as cold as the ices of the Martian poles. Her relationship with the others was complex, a delicate balance of fear and admiration. They knew that she could turn any man to her will with a mere glance, a whisper, or a touch of her hand. Her power was intoxicating and terrifying in equal measure. Yet, amidst the whirlwind of passion and power, Shizuko had a gentle side, a vulnerability she only allowed her sisters to see. Her manipulations were not just a tool of war, they were a means to protect those she cared for, to shield them from the harsh realities of their world. Her cold stare was a mask, a barrier she had built around her heart to keep the darkness at bay. Only when she looked upon the faces of her fellow kunoichi did she allow the ice to melt, revealing the fiery core beneath. One morning, as the pink sky of Mars gave way to the stark red of day, Lady Yukori approached Shizuko, her stride purposeful and her eyes as cold as the steel of her blade. "You must be ready," she said, her voice low and urgent. "The Venusians shall not be easily swayed, and you must be prepared to use every weapon at your disposal." Shizuko nodded, her eyes filled with a newfound resolve. "I am," she whispered, her voice steady despite the tumult within her. "For the sake of the Six, for the sake of Mars, I shall do what must be done." Yukori's expression softened, the coldness in her eyes thawing just a fraction. "You are strong," she murmured, placing a gentle hand on Shizuko's shoulder. "Stronger than you know, and when the time comes, we shall be with you, in spirit if not in body." The final day approached. Shizuko stood tall and proud, her curvaceous body a weapon honed to perfection. Her heart was a fortress, yet, the warmth of her sisters remained, a gentle embrace that gave her the strength to face the darkness. The skies of Mars grew restless, the pink light dimming as the onslaught approached. In the quiet moments before battle, the 5 remaining kunoichi of the 6 gathered in the dojo, their fishnet suits whispering against their skin as they moved through their final preparations. Lady Yukori, the commandress, stood at the center, her eyes gleaming like the sharpest of blades. Her presence was a storm, a silent promise of the tempest to come. Her relationship with the other 5 was as intricate as the shadows she could weave. They feared her, yes, yet they also respected her. Her power over the hearts of men was legendary, a weapon she wielded with the precision of a skilled kunoichi. Yet, she had never used it against them, Her love for her sisters a bastion of trust amidst the chaos of their lives. Her manipulation skills were a tool for the greater good, a means to an end that they all understood and accepted. Yukori's eyes fell upon each of her sisters in turn, her gaze as sharp as the katana at her side. She knew their fears, their desires, their strengths, and their weaknesses. In that moment, as the pink light faded and the crimson of war approached, she vowed to protect them all, to wield her power for their sake. The Venusians would fall, and Mars would be safe once more, or she would perish in the attempt. Her heart was cold as ice, yet it was that very chill that made her so deadly, so necessary. The five of them stood together, their bodies a tableau of unity. Shizuko, her eyes clear and focused, took a deep breath. The purple venom was a part of her now, a silent companion that whispered of the price of power. Yet, she was not alone. Lady Yukori and Soyo held her hands, their love a warmth that spread through her like a gentle flame. Reika, her eyes blazing with determination, offered a nod of encouragement, her fiery spirit a beacon in the night. Miyu, the silent guardian, her eyes as dark as the shadows she could command, offered a small smile, a promise of protection. At the center, Mistress Amaya, the shape-shifting commandress, her gaze filled with the wisdom of ages, offered her guidance. They were the six, bound by love, by fate, by the very fabric of the planet they called home. As they stepped forth into the crimson dawn, they knew that they would face the storm together, their hearts as one. A Venusian spy awaited, their eyes gleaming with the promise of battle, yet Shizuko felt no fear. For she had been reborn in the pink flame of the hot pink creator light, a warrior of love and duty, and she was ready to do whatever it took to protect her world and her sisters. Shizuko approached the Venusian spy, his eyes widened as he felt the coldness of her gaze, his body trembling as if gripped by the icy talons of fear. Her eyes, sharp as the blade she held, bore into his very soul, and he knew that he was in the presence of a power that could make him cream his pants in mere seconds. He had seen the destruction wrought by the six, had heard the whispers of their power, and he knew that to stand against them was to invite his own demise. The spy's resolve crumbled before the onslaught of Shizuko's gaze, the warmth of the morning sun forgotten, as he felt the chill of her will. He came, stumbling backwards, his eyes never leaving hers, his mind reeling with the erotic images she had planted there. Then, he saw his world in flames, the people he had sworn to serve begging for mercy at the hands of the very enemy he sought to aid. The horror of his vision was so intense that he could almost smell the acrid scent of burning flesh, could almost hear the screams of the dying. He fell to his knees, the strength leaving his body, siphoned away by the spilling of his seed. Shizuko watched, her own heart racing with a mix of excitement. This was the power of the Kunoichi, the power that had saved them all so many times before, the purple venom a symbol of their potency. The spy, now nothing more than a trembling wreck, confessed all he knew. The plans of the Venusian invasion, the weaknesses of their forces, the names of their allies and enemies. His words spilled out in a torrent, a desperate attempt to placate the icy-eyed woman who had so easily broken him. As he spoke, the pink light of dawn grew stronger, casting its glow upon the streets and the warrior women who had come to claim victory. The other Kunoichi of the six listened in silence, their eyes gleaming with the promise of battle. They knew that the time for diplomacy had passed, that the only language the Venusians understood was that of the sword and lust. As the spy's confession ended, they shared a look of grim determination, their hearts beating in unison with the drum of war. They had a mission, one that would take them to the very heart of the enemy's stronghold. As they disappear into the shadows, they know that they will not return until their task is complete. The fate of Mars rests upon their shoulders, and they must succeed.
With the power of the hot pink creator light coursing through their veins, they could not be stopped. They would fight for their world, for each other, and for the future they knew was theirs to claim.